Is Miss Bitters just a moldy old grouchy teacher who smells like basement? Or is there more to the story of her than that? Welcome, children, to the Tales of the Bitters, in which we tell crazy stories about Miss Bitters, as narrated by Miss Bitters, while she's absent, to explain why she's absent and how she got a job in the first place. I heard she was forced into it. It all started with the evil organization known as SMOID, Secret Masters of Evil. The B stands for Blurg. See, Miss Bitters wasn't always so full of doom and gloom. She used to just be full of gloom. But oh, how she longed for doom. One day, I'll belong to that evil organization. I must make myself evil. She started small, throwing pennies at cars, then rocks, then fax machines.
This pain is so unexpected and agonizing,
Still, Miss Bitters couldn't get into SMOID, so she started doing even worse stuff. What nonsense are you spewing, child?
Why are you kidnapping me?
If I told you it was to prove myself to an organization of shadowy evil, would that ease your tiny mind?
No?
Then for that really solid reason, I will strap you to this most deadly of chairs.
What does the chair do? Is it an electric chair? Does it shoot out spikes? Will it grab my precious limbs and pull me apart like a soft pretzel?
No, it's just really wobbly. You know, now you've got me rethinking this whole thing. And that's when Miss Bitters decided to up her evil game by turning into a giant cyborg vampire turtle of doom. Ha ha ha! And it worked. SMOID finally contacted Miss Bitters. Miss Bitters, we have been watching you these many years, and we are convinced that you are truly evil. Therefore, we are deploying you to the one place your sadism will be most effective. Really? A classroom. You people really are evil, aren't you? Well, I heard that Miss Bitters was a come-alive golem, made of dirt and birds by a cast-out witch from the Pilgrim days. She was made to sneak into the Pilgrims' village society, to see what they have heard and known, to figure out a way to get back into their good graces. But they found the witch, and then proceeded to burn her at the stake. But the golem continued to live on somehow. The magic that kept it alive was weak, but it was there, tethered to the body of the witch. The golem could not move far from the charred and buried witch corpse. So it continued to live with the Pilgrim Society, and there it remained throughout the years, all till the golem, Miss Bitters. I've never seen her outside the school or far from it. If she's not here, maybe, just maybe, she dug and dug and dug and dug, and at last found the remains of the witch, her tether, and can finally roam the earth, seeking revenge on the descendants of the evil Pilgrim people or whatever. I think Miss Bitters is a big old bug. Yeah, that's right, a bug. Like regular bugs, right? Termites, ants, bees, and, bees. I think I said that before, but whatever. And bugs and stuff. But what makes them all alike is a queen! I think a super smart insect queen, a Miss Bitter's bug. At some point, she must have taken over the bug home and spread an evil plan. A really evil plan. Yup. The bugs must have evolved over time, right alongside the bitters. Like a moldy old sandwich gets moldier. And they all learned about the human world above them, our weaknesses, our strengths. All the time, growing and learning. Oh, and they figured out how to order Gracie's double slammer pizza with extra olives. That part is really important, you know. But how did Miss Bitters end up a teacher in the first place? Well, I'll tell you. Obviously, our government had to find out about the Bitters bugs eventually. Eyes are everywhere, you know. So, they sent an ultra-cool Marines to take them out. For this, all the guns have been digitally replaced with delicious, delicious hot dogs to enhance your viewing pleasure. Censorship. I like things like the bubonic plague and the sinking of the Titanic, you know? Human misery. And then these guys, they just go and they ruin it. Whatever. Anyway, the man responsible is J.L. Jones, President and CEO of Now That's What I Call Dog and Ink. I loathe you, J.L. Jones. Anyhow, the shooty guys couldn't completely wipe out the Bitters bugs and had to run, but they vowed to return and wipe out the nest. Hurrah! We vow to wipe out the nest. This is an incredibly cool battle, but at least I'm gonna die. I want Raymond. Miss Bitters and her bugs knew they had to find a new way to take over the world. So they burrowed their way right under our school. Now she and her bugs are gonna use her powers to turn us all into gross super sewer school bugs, one at a time, so she can probably do something spooky. So there you have it. Miss Bitters is a smart bug with magic bug powers, and she's gonna turn us all into bugs, and we'll be gross bugs, and we'll live in the sewers as bugs. Of course, she might also be a bear in a wig, but the truth about Miss Bitters, if you really want to know, I'll tell you anyway. In 1944, the middle of World War II, a bomber plane is soaring above the South Pacific Seas, carrying a super secret cargo for our troops abroad. No, wait, it was crashing. Fortunately, the plane crashed on a remote island, and thanks to the brave pilot, everyone on board survived. Well, everyone who mattered anyway. There was Grizzled, the unpleasant makeup lady. Escobar, a mute photographer with artificial knees. Dainty film director, entrepreneur, and bon voyant. And finally, Betty Booters, the most glamorous girl of the 40s. Pin-up Scarlet, America's sweetheart. Goodness, Dainty, are we doing the show here? Betty, darling, this is just a temporary stopover. We'll be back in the air no time, whisking you across the globe. I swear to my name isn't, what is it? Why do people say this? Never mind.
We'd still be on course if you hadn't grabbed the controls, Mr. Dainty.
I thought I knew a shortcut.
It's the sky, Mr. Dainty. Fortunately for us, they prepared me for survival in pilot school, which is why I always carry a crabbing fork.
Looks like we're going hungry. Betty Booters needs shelter to protect her hair, so let's get crabbing. Well, none of them slept well that night. You see, the sound of distant drums began to echo across the other side of the island. What is that? Locals. And in the morning, they discovered the pilot was missing.
Hey, still looking for crabs?
Nah, the locals took him. Well, the next night, Escobar disappeared too, stolen into the night and unable to scream for help.
The knees! The knees!
Fearful for their lives, the 3 remaining islanders huddled in close together, determined to see the night through. Grizzled, you smell of beef.
She does. You do, Grizzled.
But weariness took its toll, and one by one they closed their eyes.
Grizzled! They took her too! Oh no! The last thing I told her was she smelled of beef!
She did.
Oh, how she loved this brush filled with cat hair or her hair, it's hard to tell. Oh, Dainty, what are we going to do? As soon as darkness falls again, they'll come and they'll take us away. I know it.
No, they won't, Betty. See, I can't help but notice we've all been starving on this island, but you ain't lost one bit of weight. In fact, you still look as glamorous as when we first landed. I put it to you, Betty Booters, that our crew wasn't taken by the locals at all. Instead, I wager that one by one, you ate them!
Oh, goodness! I would never! Oh, goodness!
You're right. I ate them! That's what my kind does, and now you've found me out, Mr. Dante. You will never live to tell the tale. No, I think I will. Wait, what? Because I will eat you! What are you? Wait, the disguise? The plane crash? You planned all this? Of course I did. How else was I going to get a flesh eater alone and eat its flesh? No. Wait! There are probably a lot of easier ways, but get your hands off me! Relax. I'm not going to use my hands. I have a crabbing fork. Ah! And that is the true story. And the end. But if you're curious, Dib, as to why I was gone, I was in a parent-teacher conference breaking the news that the child was helpless and had no future. Didn't want to leave out any of the details. But apparently, you can't perform the simple task of respecting a ham, can you? The end.